Hey, darling. Here, Ella's at doggy daycare, so that gives me some time to get some videos done. I hope that everything is going well for you in Boise. Folks, welcome. This is the Dear Jane series, and this is a 15 to 20 minute yoga flow that I do for my dear friend Jane. That being said, anyone can join in. These are donation-based classes, so you giving allows us to continue to do videos and offer donation-based events throughout all the places that we are rooted and that we travel to, and X, Y, and Z. So really appreciate all of the support that you can give. So that being said, let's go ahead and ground down through our seats. Let the crown of the head lift high to the sky. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. Again, big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. 2 more breaths. And exhale. 1 more time, big inhale. And exhale. Always starting off our practice from a space of gratitude. We give gratitude to the universe, just recognizing an energy that's bigger than us, that we're still collectively a part of. We give gratitude to this earth. She reminds us that we live in a space of abundance rather than a space of scarcity, that we have everything that we need and that we ourselves are more than enough. We give gratitude to the indigenous people of these lands, Salish, the Kalispel, the Kootenai, the Pend Oreille, Lakota, Blackfoot, Nez Perce, and Walla Walla tribes. Reminding ourselves that gratitude for the people is just the first baby step in us coming into our relationship and doing the right thing. It goes thought, word, and then deed. Give gratitude for this practice. It reminds us that we as human beings are innately good. We're kind and honest, generous and just. And we give gratitude to Black and Brown people as the original creators and sustainers of this practice, a space of ahimsa, also known as loving action. We give gratitude to our bodies and to ourselves, to our own ancestors and our own lineage, recognizing our and their trials and triumphs, traumas, tribulations and transgressions, and holding ourselves responsible for how we choose to repair and restore many damages that have been done in order to build a peaceful, loving, and liberated world for 7 generations and beyond. And if there's a person or persons, place or places that you'd like to dedicate your practice to, you can draw them into your mind's eye. Take a nice deep inhale and breathe them all the way down and into your heart center. And then on your exhale, send them love. When you're ready, go ahead and slowly look up in your eyes. Allow yourself just to come back into your room and into your space. And then casually kind of glance around, noticing any detailing that maybe you didn't notice prior to walking in. And then inhale, arms come up high. And turn your body over to the right and then drop. Left hand outside of right knee as you turn and twist. So in a new training right now, so you guys are going to hear me do a lot more conversation around meridian lines. It helps me start to remember where everything is. So twisting essentially gets into our gallbladder. Any firing that we do in the backside of our triceps, right, in our arms, up into our armpits, is our small intestine. But in Chinese tradition, right, everyone starts off with like the gallbladder as the space. It also is a regulator of hormone balance. So inhale, arms high. Exhale, drop your right hand to the outside of the left knee. Slowly turn and twist. Start to fire up through those lines. Turn and look up past your shoulder. Breathe deep into the base of your belly. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, slowly release. Bring yourself all the way back to your center. Arms come high. Exhale, little baby heart opener, and you can take your hands to your heart and chest and maybe just kind of press around through your chest with your fingertips. Checking for any tightness. And it can be like a pulse and a hold, or you can work to kind of spread, right, any tightness out in more of a star space. And then inhale, arms come high. Exhale, one more back bend, and then slowly close it up to your heart line. Hands come down to your sides. Bring yourself into some small circles through your heart and chest first to start. Your low belly pulls up and in. Circle it out for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. And then take it back the opposite way for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Sit up nice and tall. Rock back on your sit bones. Change up the cross of your feet. Mindful of your ankles. Shift back and forth side to side. Find your seat again, and then roll into yourself, into your cat. Pull up and in on your low belly. Press your chin in towards your chest, and then inhale, heart and chest, pull you forward. Exhale, press and round and hold and squeeze. Inhale. Heart and chest pull you forward. Exhale, round it in. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Bring your heart and chest up. Arms sweep up high overhead. Sweep. Left arm underneath right arm, thumbs towards your face, pinky fingers towards the front of your room. Squeeze your elbows. So activating, right, your small intestine. Keep squeezing. Bend yourself down. Try to take your forearms all the way down to the earth. If they can't get there today, that's okay. Take them down as far as you can go while still hinging in the hip, engaging your low belly, keeping your seat flat, and then take the arms up. Exhale, pulse it down. Inhale. Squeeze and rock back. Exhale, take it down. 2 more. Inhale. Squeeze and rock. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, squeeze and rock. Exhale, take it down. Inhale. Release. Arc back on your seat. Change up the cross of your feet. Inhale, arms high. Sweep your right arm underneath your left arm, thumbs towards your face, pinky fingers towards the front of the room. Squeeze. Exhale. Pull in on your low belly. Try to take your forearms down to the earth. Try to keep your seat. Breathe into the back side of the body. So we're firing up here, right, through our bladder meridian line, up in between the shoulder blades. Bladder is associated with materialism, right? So scarcity, attachment to objects or things that do not serve you. And on the inverse, right? Healthy attachment. Exhale. A space of giving, right? It is attached to the back of your heart plate as well. Right? One more time. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Take it up, release the arms. Arms sweep high. Take and release the feet. Take your feet out in front of you. Turn your fingertips so they look back at you. Palms face down. Pop up through the heart and the chest. Windshield wiper your knees from one side to the opposite side. Moving, popping up through the heart and the chest again for 3, for 2, for 1. Take them back over to that opposite side. Slowly release. Bring yourself down onto your forearms and take your legs high. Big inhale. flex and press the heels all the way down towards the earth, and then point and pull your toes up as you pull in on your low belly. Flex and press, point and pull up. We go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shoot your hands down to your sides. Take yourself all the way down to the back of the skull. Flex and press. Wrap your muscles around your bones. And then bring yourself into a happy baby. Grab from the inside of the legs to the outside of the feet. Allow yourself just to kind of rock back and forth, side to side, across your low back and sacrum. Checking in with anything that you might be holding. Soften through your hips. Keep flexing, keep pressing into your hands. Hold here for 3. Right, and you can always move through your feet, right, kind of pumping through the legs to massage out through the tops of your quads and your hips. Right, so one thing is bringing a little bit more movement and flow into your posture rather than you just trying to hold it in a strong static hold, thinking that you're going to bust through your fascia and find all your release there, right? Your release has to come with small syncopated movements, right? And setting the intention of releasing for 4, 3, whatever movement feels good to you for 2, and 1. Send the soles of the feet high. Keep pressing the balls of the feet into the palms. And then put a big bend in the knees. Pull your knees to the backs of your triceps as you keep pulling down through your low belly. And then release the feet. Take the soles of the feet down to the earth. Take the arms up and overhead. Big inhale. Exhale. Hands come down to the sides. Go ahead and shimmy your shoulder blades underneath you. Inhale. Exhale, bridge. Inhale, arms rise up and overhead, low back lowers. Inhale, exhale up. We go for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Hold at the top. Shimmy your hips underneath you again. Take the meaty part of your palm and place it right in, like the backside of your glute, and let your knee kind of flop over to the side so you can find that pressure point. Breathe into it and release. Same thing on that second side. Find the meaty part of your palm, place it in the meaty part of your glute, right up by the top of your hip, but underneath your SI. Outside of your glute, press and hold. Find that release. Breathe deep into the base of the belly and then take the knee back to your center. Lift through the heels. Press into the balls of the feet and slowly lower yourself all the way back and down. Take your left leg long. Pull the right knee up into your chest. Interlock your fingers around the front part of your shin and do some small circles with your arms, checking in with your hip, moving in one direction, and then in the other. You can create your own resistance here by pressing into your shins with the palms, and then pressing the shin into the palms into the shin. There we go. And then release the resistance and pull it down. And maybe just do these little tiny pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take the sole of the foot high. Walk the hands up the back. Little tiny pulses. So back of the knees is where your kidney meridian is. So you can always take your fingertips to the back of the knees and use that as a space to start to begin, like a trigger pointed, like release. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take that right heel all the way down to the end of the mat. Same thing on that left hand side. Pull the left knee up into your chest. Interlock your fingers the opposite way you did the first round. Take them around the front part of your shin and pull your left knee down towards your left armpit. Maybe do some small circles for 3, 2, 1, and then take it back the opposite way for 3, 2, 1. Create that resistance in the hip by pressing the shin into the palms into the shin. Breathe into that gap in the hip, and then exhale, let it move. Knee moves all the way down towards your armpit. And then extend the sole of that opposite foot high to the sky as you walk your hands up the back part of the leg. Maybe you find that little pressure point back behind your knee. And then little tiny pulses, keeping the legs straight for 4, 3, 2, 1. Press the leg out and away. Try it again for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Take that left heel all the way down to the end of the mat. Nice long body stretch. Breathe into the back side of the body, and then take the hands down to your sides as you press into your elbows, and then bring yourself into a fish pose at the back of the head rock. Turn your chin up to the sky. Try to hold the weight of the body in the forearms first, so you're not holding any weight in the neck. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Keep pressing into the forearms as you straighten through the neck by tucking the chin in towards your chest. Use your elbows to pop your shoulders up and off the mat. Take the right knee into the chest, and then take it and drape it over to the left-hand side of your mat. You can take your thumb into your hip and slowly create some pressure right around your IT band. Trying to move and shift, right? Anything that you might be holding in the fascia. You can also always take like a spoon, right, as well, but little tiny pulses to find your release rather than big holds and lots of pressure. Slowly release. Pull the knee back to your center. Same thing on that opposite side. Extend the right leg down to the end of the mat. Pull the left knee up into the chest, and then guide the left knee over to the right with the right hand as your left hand comes out long and wide. And then breathe into your twist. So again, activating your gallbladder, and again, maybe you find that little kind of pulse in the outside of your IT band, pressing and holding. So thinking about more so a space of acupressure rather than acupuncture. You starting off by doing it on yourself, right? So you can get more of an idea of where and how you're holding in your body, right? And the more conscious you are of how and where you hold in the body, the more likely it is that you will start to release whatever it is that you're holding. Slowly release. Bring that knee back to your center. Take the soles of the feet together to touch outside edges of the feet down to the mat. Lift through the hips. Shimmy your shoulders underneath you. Press the hips a little bit higher, and then tuck the tailbone and let yourself come all the way down and onto your back. Release any tension that you're holding in your glutes. Maybe you shimmy a little bit. Let the knees rock back and forth side to side. Breathe deep into the base of the belly. Let the knees continue to fall. Keep pressing the soles of the feet together and see how you're activating the outside of your hips. But as your hips activate, can you also soften into it? So that's by working with big breath. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly pull your knees back to your center. Take the soles of the feet all the way down to the end of the mat. Let your toes flop out to the side. Hands come down to your sides. You can take one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Allow yourself to come into your Shavasana. I'll pull a card for y'all today. This is from the Wisdom of the Elders Oracle deck by Sean Leonard. I believe he's of the Micmac tribe. I reference it a lot in the deck. So allow yourself just to stay with your breath here. Wigwam, movement, and the number 8. Wigwam comes from the Mi'kmaq word Wakoam, which is the semi-permanent dwelling that would typically be put together by women and could be built in one day. A wigwam often consists of 5 spruce poles lashed together with a spruce root at the top, with the poles extended into a cone shape similar to a teepee, but utilizing birch bark rather than animal skins or canvas. The word teepee was never used by Mi'kmaq people, since that word comes from a different indigenous people and cultures. Traditional wigwams were painted with figures of animals and birds, and the floors were lined in woven mats and furs, and the top flap was open for wood smoke to escape. Its purpose was deeply connected to the change in season, to a time when people relied more heavily on their surroundings for survival. It was a home that could be moved from location to location. The spring and the summer would be spent near the coastline, and the fall and winter inland. Because birch bark is waterproof and portable, it can be reused and carried to the next destination, and symbolizes the lesson to live gently and only take what you need through life, along with deep reverence for the land and its resources. Since this is your card today, there might be a call to move to a different location, start a new job, or change some approach to life. There is a reminder to be resourceful with opportunities presented to you now, and there may be a need to rely on others for support. It can be a time of great abundance. You have all the resources you need emotionally, physically, and spiritually. You are safe in the choices you make, and any major shifts taking place in your life are beneficial. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. The sacred light, the sacred feminine, the sacred masculine, and the sacred love in me sees, honors, and reflects the sacred light, the sacred feminine, the sacred masculine, and the sacred love in each of you, and you, dear Jane, the collective we in all of us. Thank you all for sharing your practice with me today and for trusting me with your bodies, hearts, spirits, minds, and souls. And when you do leave your space, be sure to go in peace. And remember to serve love always, because love is the main ingredient and it's our only pathway to liberation. Thanks so much, y'all.